What was the greatest individual season of all time in the NBA? Now, some will say that it was Wilt Chamberlains' 1962 season when he averaged 50 points and 25 rebounds. Others will say it was LeBron James' 2016 season when he led the Cavs back from a 3-1 deficit to beat the 73-win Warriors. Now, then you have those who would say that it was either Oscar's or Russell Westbrook's triple-double seasons. You even got some that would throw out Shaq's 2000 season when he dominated the NBA on a level we had never seen from a big man. Well, listen, you can throw all of those out because the greatest individual season of all time was in 1996, held by Michael Jordan. So in this channel, we're going to revisit, we're going to go back in time, and we're going to take a look at why that season is not only the most individually most dominant season, but why it will go down forever as the greatest season of all time.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now, if you're new on this channel, you're going to be getting my passionate and unfiltered opinion on the hottest NBA and college basketball topics. Now listen, I'm a ballaholic, and if you're a ballaholic like me, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button and tap that notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I drop new videos, which is going to be every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, before we get into the video, go down to the comment section below and let me know for the comment of the day. Do you agree or disagree that the 1996 Michael Jordan season was the greatest individual season of all time? So before we go into the 1996 season, let's go ahead and just remember how that 1995 season ended. You gotta remember that the Bulls wound up losing in the second round to the Orlando Magic in 6 games. And when that offseason came, the Bulls decided they wanted to go out there and boosted that front court, so they wound up adding Dennis Rodman from the San Antonio Spurs, who were leading the league in rebounding. Now, Jordan went out there and he let it be known, listen, I'm going to go ahead and dominate, and I'm going to dominate right from day one. When game 1 of the season came in 1996, Jordan went out there and put up 42 points, 6 rebounds, and 7 assists against the Charlotte Hornets. Jordan had some absolutely insane stretches during that season. From January 10th to January 23rd, Jordan had a 2-week stretch where he averaged 38 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.6 steals, while shooting a scorching hot 55.6% from the field and an eye-popping 53.8% from deep. Now, the 3-point percentage is truly insane when you consider that this was an era where they really weren't taking a lot of threes. Now, Jordan during the stretch, he took 5.6 threes a game and he hit a whopping 3 of those threes each game. So think about this. Let's kind of put that in perspective. On average, teams were hitting 6 threes a game that season, while MJ was hitting 3 threes a game during that stretch himself. Jordan had another 2-week stretch from March 3rd to March 18th where he averaged 37.6 points, 9.4 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 2.1 steals, while shooting 55% from the field and 44% from 3. Now, that season Jordan went on and he averaged 30 points, over 6 rebounds, 4 assists, over 2 steals, even gave you a half a block. For the whole season was shooting 49.5%, 83.4% from the free throw line, and a career high 42.7% from 3. Now, the playoffs came around and he kept his efficiency up. He still gave you 30.7 points per game. He averaged 46% from the field, as well as shooting 40% from 3. But his shooting was truly insane. It was really something I want to highlight for this particular season. Not only was his outside shot just on fire, but his famous mid-range game was as elite as it could possibly be. Stats weren't really being kept in 1996 for the different parts of the floor and the shooting percentages in those spots. They began tracking that in the following season in 1997. But just for a little bit of perspective on just how elite his shot was, let's just consider this. In 1997, which was the season after this one, Jordan shot 50.7% from the 10-foot to the 16-foot mark from the basket. And he shot 52.2% from the 16-foot mark to the 3-point line. Now, let's just put that in perspective and let's compare that to the percentages of not just one of the best shooters of all time, but one of the best mid-range shooters of all time in Kevin Durant. Now, Durant played 12 seasons, and out of his entire career, he only had 3 seasons where he shot a higher percentage than Jordan did in 1996 from that 10-foot to 16-foot range from the basket. And as far as from the 16-foot to the 3-point line, Durant only shot better than Jordan did in that 1996 season, just 2 out of his 12 seasons. I'm going to say that again for you. From the 10-foot to 16-foot mark, Kevin Durant, one of the greatest shooters the game has ever seen, nicknamed Easy Money Sniper, only had 3 out of his entire 12 seasons in his career where he shot a better percentage from 10 to 16 foot than Jordan did during that season, and he only had 2 seasons out of his entire career where he shot better from 16 feet up into the 3-point line. That's just insane. And it really wasn't just his stats and his shooting that was insane that year. Jordan went out there and damn near won every single award that you could that season. Think about it for a second. First, he went out there and he was named to the All-Star team, which he did pretty much every single season, basically. But then he was also named the All-Star MVP that year. He went on at the end of the season was named First Team All-NBA and First Team All-Defense. Keep in mind now, he played all 82 games. He wound up leading the league in scoring, not just during the regular season, but also during the playoffs. And let's not forget, he won the regular season MVP and the finals MVP. When you combine the fact that Jordan won every single MVP and the fact that he led the league in scoring, was first team all defense, first team all NBA, I mean, he dominated every single award basically. Then on the fact when you look at his dominant stats, to me, those really weren't even the most impressive thing about that. The most impressive part about that entire season was just how determined MJ was to dominate the competition on the floor. Remember now, the Bulls, they went 72-10 during that season. But what a lot of people forget or either just don't know, they went 15-3 during the playoffs. That's a total of just 13 losses combined. That's combined for the entire season. 13 losses. Like, think about that for a second. The least amount of games that the LeBron and Dwayne Wade led Heat lost as far as a combined total, the least amount of games that either one of them have lost combined was 26 games in 2012. The least amount of combined games that the Shaq and Kobe led Lakers lost in any one season was their first title in 2000 when they only lost 23 games. Every single Bill Russell Boston Celtics team during his era, they lost at least 20 games combined for the season and the playoffs. The only other team that ever lost less than 20 games combined was the 2016 Golden State Warriors that won 73 games. They wound up losing 9 games during the season and 9 games in the playoffs. That's a total of 18 games combined. And they didn't even win the championship. So when you have literally your best shooting season of your career, you dominate damn near every single award possible, and you lose the least amount of games of any team has ever lost in NBA history, that right there, that's what you call the greatest individual season of all time. Now, if you've missed any of my previous videos, go ahead and click one of the boxes on the screen. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But until next time, peace.